So using C program, we do some computations. Okay. So some data will be there, some problem is defined, and we solve that particular problem using C program. Maybe addition of 10 numbers, or check whether say for example uh, some even number present in an array, something like that, some problem, or some machine learning. Okay, predict the value. Okay, or something like sort an array, this kind of things. So these are all, what is that? So you are doing some computation. Okay, you are doing some computation. Now other main objective of this programming language is basically interacting with your hardware. Okay, interacting with your hardware, that is basically what you required. Okay, so C programming, okay, so is used to do some computation. Okay, and also it can be used to communicate with the hardware. Okay, so that is what you have to understand. So computation, you can do a lot of computation. So the only thing what we have to understand here is the hardware. Okay, so one more thing what you have to understand here is C programming is high level program. So this C program, so anyway we have to deploy the binary code inside a machine. Okay, so inside a hardware it can only it can only understand the binary code. So now we can't write a binary code. So other option is what? Assembly code. So what we were doing no till now using microcontroller, this is also a bit difficult. So that's why what we do, we go for C program. So C program is basically is high level programming, easy to write any program. Okay, so then what we do, we convert that particular high level program to binary program, and we deploy this particular program in the hardware, and that will work. Okay, so why we required a C program? We can't write binary program. Okay, so we can't write assembly program even. Okay, so that's why we required a C program. Okay, so any other high level program. Okay, so that we can write a program and we can convert and we can put it in a hardware. Okay, so now C program, you might have written a lot of program. Okay, so now what you have to understand, using C program. Okay, so even you can write operating system. Okay, operating system using C program. Okay, you can understand now. So the Linux operating system is written using C program. Okay, let us understand what this C program does. So in your laptop you have a lot of hardware. You have processor, you have a RAM, you have a hard disk, you have keyboard, you have a display. Many hardwares you have in your laptop. So what happens, you have to interact, or you have to communicate with each and every hardware, and that should work in an integrated way. So that basically achieved using the C program. So you can write an operating system using the C program, and so that operating system will interact with each and every hardware, and that will work. So that is one best example where the C programming is used. Okay, so it is used to write the operating system itself. That is what you have to understand. Okay, so now what we do here, so in this particular course, so we'll use C program. Okay, not for the bigger application. We use C program to say to connect LED. Okay, to connect LCD. Okay, or to connect some memory. Okay, so or to to connect some something like uh, memory done. So uh, uh, okay, some IO devices. Okay, So if I want to do all these things, so how I can use this particular C program, okay, to do this particular interfacing operation, or this will be done with a microcontroller, obviously. So microcontroller or microprocessor. So how can you interface these hardwares with the microcontroller using C programming? Okay, so this is what we have to work on. So now here, so whenever you are working on something with respect to some microcontroller or microprocessor, so instead of calling C programming, they will call it as embedded C. Okay, you understood? So embedded C program. So what is embedded C program? Embedded C program is basically purely hardware level of C programming. Okay, so generic programming normally is used to do some computation work. Okay, so that means in any hardware that particular C compiler will work. So you deploy in Linux, that will work. You deploy in Windows, it will work. So that is generic compiler. Okay. So now this embedded C is specific to this particular microprocessor and microcontroller. Okay, specific to this particular embedded system. Okay, so embedded system. So there is a difference. So there is a difference between embedded C and generic C. Okay, generic C. So that means in generic C, generic C compiler is written keeping your PC in mind. Okay, say keeping your laptop in the mind, that particular compiler is written. So where you can keep this particular compiler in your laptop or desktop. In your computer, you can install this particular compiler, and when you give any source code, it will convert and it will give you the binary program. Okay, so that is what basically the generic C does. So generic C will have lot of libraries with respect to your PC computer. Say for example, how you can display some content in the display. So how can you give some input from the keyboard? Okay, how you can read the USB content. Okay, so how you can display some graphics in the LCD screen. So all these things are if you see, everything is all these functions are specific to the PC laptop. You understood? So all these functions are specific to laptop. So now these functions, so they keep on putting all these functions, and they are creating library. So whatever library you have in the generic C, that is useful only in the PC or laptop. So these functions basically it identifies your hardware, your display. It works in computer. Okay, you can do any computation work in the computer, but this generic C is not suitable in any other places. Say for example, can I use this generic C to write microprocessor program? Can I use this generic C uh, to write a program for my smart meter? So all these things are not possible using generic C. Okay, so generic C library, say for example, you can see you might have worked on a C program. What is that? Input output statement. What is input output statement in C? Uh, mm, so C in and C out is the input and output in C++. Similarly, what is the input output statement in C? I just forgot. Can anybody tell? Can anybody tell what is the input output statement in C? C in and C out is basically the input output statement in yeah, I just forgot std. Yeah, printf and scanf. Yeah. Okay. Say for example, if you have a function called printf and scanf function. Okay. So these are all two input and output function. Okay. So this input and output function, what it does, the scanf will accept the values from the keyboard, and printf will display some content in the LCD screen. Okay. So these two functions I cannot use it in the embedded platform. Okay, so that means most of the functions I cannot use in the embedded platform. So that's why what they did, they have separated embedded C and the generic C. Okay, so you cannot use, so that means you might have worked on C programming. So whatever functions you worked on the C programming, all those functions are not available in the embedded C platform. Okay, so only what we can understand here, the only the basic structure, or basic structure of C compiler, or structure or basic compiler. Okay, so compiler is retained in the embedded C. That's all. Okay, so basic operations you can, basic structure, how you do addition operation, how you import the library, how you define the variable, how you declare the variable, how you define the function. So all these things are basic structure, or compiler understands. So all these things are retained in the embedded C, but the libraries are not available in embedded C. Whatever you studied in generic C, those libraries are not available in embedded C. Okay, so it's completely specific to your the embedded platform. So that is what you have to understand. Okay, so any questions on the now here you see the data types, the primitive data types in C, like integer, float, double, okay, character. So all these data types are available in generic C, whereas in embedded C, data types itself is different. Okay, so because we should be in a position to give bytes, okay, bits and all those things. So that's why in embedded C, the data types, primitive data types are different. Okay, whereas in generic C, the data types are different. You got the point? So embedded C and the generic C differences. And the thing is, what you have to understand, the compiler is also different. Okay, you cannot use the same generic C compiler to compile your embedded programs. Okay, so that is not possible. Specific to the embedded system, you will be having the compiler. That compiler only you have to take, and you have to compile your source code, and you have to convert that to the binary, and you have to load it to the microcontroller or microprocessor. That is the procedure what you have to follow. So any questions on this embedded C? Embedded C. The way of writing expression is also same, but the only thing is you will not be having all the statements of C, generic C in embedded C. That's all. But how you write the code in generic C, similarly you write a code here as well. But the only thing is, the data types are different, okay, and the functions are different. Got it? So any questions? Any questions on this? Now I'll just tell you how this you know how this works. Normally, this is how you write a C program, correct? So how this C program will look. So assume that C program, I'm writing the structure of C program. C int main, okay, int main, your starting program, and you are ending with return value may be 0. So this is a simple program, correct? simple program. When you give this particular simple program to generic C, it will run. This program will run and it gives the, it executes successfully. Okay. And even if you give this particular program to embedded platform, it works. Okay. So now in embedded C, what they normally use. Okay. So now you know how to, include libraries. So you have to use the word include. Okay. Include. And whenever you are working on any, any embedded platform, say you have to import that particular library. Okay, you have to import that particular library. Say, for example, 8051.h. Okay, 8051.h. Okay, so that means what you are doing, you are importing some header file. Okay, you are importing some library. So what inside that particular 8051, what you have? Okay, so all the 8051 related functions. So inside 8051.h file, you have all the functions, okay, related to 8051 register, and all the constants, okay, and all the special function register, okay. So all these things are defined in this particular header file. So inside that particular header file, what you'll have, so you'll be having all the functions related to that particular microcontroller, all the constant, okay, all the special function register, and all like this. So say the configuration. Say for example, IO configuration, okay, or you will be having lot of ADC, or DAC, our internal memory. Okay, so all these components you'll be having in any microcontroller. So all these informations will be there inside that particular header file. You understood? So now what normally people will do whenever they are writing embedded C program, so they will import that particular header file. Okay, so that means they will import that particular library. So that means, see, when I do like this, say for example, I have taken 8051.h file, that means it is clear that I am writing 8051 program. Okay, 8051 program. Normally, whoever created, so every company will have their own microcontroller 8051. Intel has 8051. Okay, say National Instrument will be having 8051. So all companies will manufacture 8051 and they will release header files. Okay, so embedded C, they will release header file. So you have to take that particular header file and you have to include that particular header file in your C program. Okay, so that means then you can use all the features available in that particular microcontroller. Okay, so that is how it works. So now the thing is, whenever you are working on any microprocessor or microcontroller, the only one part what you have to take care is this one. So different header file you have to include. Okay, different header file you have to include and you have to work. Okay, so based on this, your program will change. Okay, say for example, inside my program, I can write like this. Okay, SFR. Okay, SFR A is equal to 0x10. Can you see? Can you see here? So where this A is present, A is defined in that particular 8051.h file. You understood? So I can define P1 is equal to 0x 10 like this. So where is P1 is defined, this a symbol. The symbol is defined in that particular header file. Like this, lot of provisions are there. So whenever you import this particular header file, so like this, you will be writing the embedded C program. Okay, so embedded C program, you have to import that header file, and whatever and again you required some theory also. So whenever you want to write 8051 as embedded C program, you need to know the hardware also. After knowing hardware, like how you write assembly program, similarly you can write C program. And there is very in assembly program, it is very difficult to implement the larger bigger program, whereas that issue is completely overcome in this particular embedded C platform. Okay, so this is what we do. Okay, so just remember this. So now what we will do, so we will write some embedded C program. Okay, and see now that's what now whenever you want to implement any product module in future, so if your product logic is very small, then go for assembly program. It is very fast. Assume that in your module, in your whatever you are developing, if that particular module needs some complex operation, okay, then you go for embedded C. Okay, so you have to write embedded C, then convert that to a binary code and deploy in the microprocessor. So you need to know embedded C if you are developing any hardware module. Okay, hardware module. So that is what you have to understand. So any questions till now, whatever we discussed? So you can put it in the chat box. I'll just answer to your queries. So now we are trying to understand what is this embedded C. Okay, so how this embedded C looks like and what is the limitation? How can I start like that? You know, this kind of points we are trying to understand. So any questions? Please post it in a chat box. You can see say for example uh, uh, embedded C program, okay, example. Okay, so you can type like this and you can see you can observe that particular thing. Okay, you can study some basics, but I just want to show some program. Can you see here? Here they have written one program, but they may be having some logic inside. Okay, but the thing is, what you have to observe, they are importing one header file, that rich51. Okay, so this indicates that they are working on 8051. Rich51 is also 8051 library. Okay, so similarly, if you see some embedded C program, so all the program will have you can see here rich51. Okay, this is 8051 library. Okay, 8051 library. So like that, the basic structure you just have to understand. So any program you just open, okay. So maybe uh, ARM ARM program. Okay. Okay, just want one example. So I just want to showcase one ARM program. I mean, just searching for some C program. Very difficult to find some program. Anyway, we'll work on the ARM also. We'll write some C program for ARM. Okay, so we'll understand how we have to write C program. We'll be using key to write a program. Okay, so we'll continue. We'll continue in the next class. So we'll take up some application and we'll implement C program. No, because whenever 8051 is the architecture and feature and is very simple. Whenever you go for the higher microprocessor and microcontroller, the hardware itself is complex. The architecture of the hardware itself is complex, and you cannot use assembly program to write the program. So to utilize the complete hardware capability, you may have to go for a complex program, so that you have to write it using C program. Okay, so that is what you have to understand. Say for example, you have a ARM microprocessor in Raspberry Pi. So they have written Raspbian operating system. You see, Raspbian operating system is a complex program. So how they will write? They will use embedded C program to write a Raspbian operating system. Okay, so that they'll use, put it in a memory card, and when they load that particular program to the microprocessor, and ARM program will work, and all the features of in that particular microprocessor will be utilized. Okay, so that's why we have to start using this particular embedded C as early as possible. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just quickly take attendance. If you have any question, please post it in the chat box. So try to read some content related to uh, you know embedded C. Okay. So again, they will teach embedded C similar to C program, starting with what is C, what is function, what is expression, what is data types. Like that, they will give some tutorials. So read the tutorial once, you will understand better way. Whenever we write a program, you'll understand easily. Okay. So who is absent? One person is absent, I think. Abraham? Abraham is there? Abraham? Abraham Matthew is absent. Anujit?
Yes, sir.
Mohammed? 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 Rupam?
Present, sir.
Ryan? Ryan?
Present, sir.
Namita?
Present, sir.
John?
Present, sir.
Gunashekar? Gunashekar? Amrita? Sayak?
Yes, sir.
Shreyans?
Present, sir.
Gnanadas? Gnanadas?
Yes, sir.
Ashwin? Priyanshu? Aniket?
Yes, sir.
Vikram? Varshita?
Sir.
Shoaib? Pulashita? Pulashita? Pulashita is absent. Hari? 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 Hari is absent. Pawan?
Present, sir.
Iqbal?
Present.
Hello, sir. Present, sir.
Hari, okay.
Sir, Harshita present, sir.
Arshita. Okay, Paul Arshita, right? Okay.
Sir, Guna present, sir.
Gunashekar, right?
Network. Yes, sir. Network issue, sir.
No problem. Gunashekar, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, Yusuf present, sir.
Okay. Abraham? Abraham is absent. Okay. Thank you. You can join next class. Okay. You can take a leave from the class and you can join next class. Yeah. Yes, Sayak. I'll send Sayak. So why you required Sayak? It is not there in the KP. It is not there in the KP, Sayak. I'll email you. I'll email you. Okay. I'll send you through email. Huh?